Welcome to Tips Over Tea. This is season 2. I am so thrilled to have the opportunity to have a great conversations with some amazing people. And I have the opportunity to hang out with you guys again, my guests. Make sure you have your tea, whether it be hot or cold, for the Tips Over Tea. And make sure you have your notebook so you can take plenty of notes. And if you're so inclined, bring a friend or two to join you. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tips Over Tea. I'm so thrilled to welcome Doug back to the show because he's so knowledgeable in helping us stay healthy. Doug, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
It's a privilege.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. I love the fact that you have a beautiful supplement line, which I've used and really like the products, but also just your knowledge behind, what to look for in supplements and things like that. And that's actually what I would like to get into with you today, if that's okay. So first, just tell folks about you who are new to the show, and then we can just dive right into what people should look for when they're looking at supplement ingredients and things like that.
For sure. So yeah, my name's Doug Godkin. I have a few different supplement companies as well, formulate supplements, consult with other supplement brands when they're bringing products to market, and have been in the industry for, I don't know how many years, too many years to count now. I've traveled, have worked in a lot of the labs, have worked with a lot of the leading scientists and formulators, and have kind of been every part of the industry from manufacturing to marketing to development, and you see a lot through the process. And I'd say in a lot of parts of that too, it's almost made me a little bit jaded toward the industry that I love. And we always seem to talk about big foods and the damage that big foods and processed foods and these chemical laden foods are doing to damage our body. And there's a lot of people that aren't really excited about the pharmaceutical industry for the same kind of things as well. And they don't realize that the supplement industry in a lot of cases is as dirty as, I'm going to say, big pharma and big foods. And there's just so much manipulation, let's say, in how supplements are shown to people. And I think pretty much probably everybody that's here or that's watching us today, has a Facebook account or has a TikTok account or a Twitter, an Instagram, some form of social media. And they get bombarded with these advertisements of these different supplements, right? And anything from male enhancement to female products to skincare, digestive, it's all there. And the first thing that these companies and these products try to do is make you feel inferior. And it's like, you've got this, you've got a problem. Well, this product's going to fix that, right? And we see that in the pharmaceutical advertisements on the TV as well, right? You see a happy couple walking through the woods or playing golf or doing something, and take this drug that you can't pronounce the name for, and it'll fix that. But then then you got 1,000 side effects on the back end. It's like, why would I ever want to take that?
Right.
Well, in the supplement industry, there's a lot of that same nefariousness within that. So when Nikki and I were planning on doing this today, it was like, well, how can you help me explain to my listeners how to choose a good health supplement? And I'll make this quick and simple and easy and hopefully impactful. Is whenever you're looking at a supplement, right? And here's one of our brands. There's always this front panel, and this is the panel that you see advertised, whether it be in a store or on social media. And this is, we're going to call this the romance copy. This is the emotional component of a supplement. And in all honesty, don't pay any attention to it. It's junk. The only true place that you can tell, and I'm going to say this, is if a supplement company actually cares about you or not, is going to be right here on this back panel and the
Mm-hmm.
supplement facts panel. And a lot of people don't look at this because they're confused. They're like, well, it doesn't make any sense to me. So-and-so referred me to this product, or, Dr. Google said it was good, or, all of these claims on Facebook said it was good. So I'm going to give one really, really simple, easy tip for people.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the supplement facts, and then you've got these ingredients underneath the supplement facts.
Mm-hmm.
Find my camera here.
Yeah.
So you've got these ingredients, and those are going to be your vitamin C's, your vitamin B's, your different, I'm going to say positive ingredients for the body, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I could talk about that for hours. There's synthetic versions of those. There's low quality versions of those. There's higher grade quality. And it truly makes a difference how those ingredients are harvested and processed. But you're never going to really see that in that section. So right below that section is a section that basically says, let's see if I can get it zoomed in there. Mm-hmm. It says other ingredients, or it'll say non-medical ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everything that's gone in to make that supplement. And the nice thing, like for a consumer, for you or me, or for anybody who's watching or looking at this, to tell if that supplement company cares about you or not, that's where they're going to hide the nefarious ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
See glucose, you're going to see the sugars, you're going to see red 40, in gummies, which is a dye that we all want to stay away from.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of the synthetic ingredients popping up in that section.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I'll tell you is you can make a health supplement without having to go down the road of adding those nefarious ingredients. And the simplest way, because a lot of us aren't chemists, right?
Right.
Is if there's an ingredient that you can't pronounce,
mm-hmm.
then it's a synthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look at healing our body naturally, right? Like our body is the healing, treating, curing machine.
Yep.
Anything that we can give our body as it came from the earth, then our body's going to positively respond to that and go on a healing journey with. Anything that we put into our body that's laboratory formulated or chemically altered, our body looks at that and says, I don't know what to do with it. And that's why we get inflammatory responses, and that's why we get further sickness.
Mm-hmm.
So back to this for a second. If you're looking at a product and you're seeing alcohols, you're seeing words that you can't pronounce, just put that back on the shelf and find one with the words that you can't pronounce. I'm just trying to keep this like super, super simple on that. And because what that's taught me over the years of working in a lot of different labs and working with a lot of different supplement brands is, if a company cares enough about you to produce a product that doesn't have all of the nefarious products in it, what that's telling me is, okay, they're probably going to take the high road as far as their ingredient sourcing. And they're going to go with premium quality ingredients in this top section and not synthetic versions of the vitamin A's and the vitamin D's and C's and all the different, because what most people don't realize is for every natural ingredient, there's a synthetic version of that ingredient as well. So that's just like a super quick down and dirty way to look at a supplement and know if it's got a good chance of working, towards a positive attribute in the body, or if it's, on the same quality as a hamburger helper, let's say, not do anything for you.
Yeah. Thank you. That does keep it simple. And I like how you segued from, if the ingredients are sustainable, or they're you can read them, then it's likely that the top part that with the vitamin C and the vitamin are high quality. Is there a quick way to, because I know like vitamin C will have a different name if it's synthetic versus natural, like sodium bicarbonate or something. I don't remember all the.
Yeah, it'll be as an absorbent acid. So for instance, this is our probiotic, and I'm not trying to toot our horn here or anything. Cool. So we've got turmeric, and then we've got the word root beside it, right? So that's a naturally derived, where it's coming from in the turmeric. We've got aloe vera coming from the leaf. We've got psyllium coming from the husk. Slippery elm, which is coming from the bark, right? So that's that's identifying from each natural source where we're pulling that from.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start to look at, especially when you get into minerals,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see vitamin C as absorbic acid.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see zinc as a chelate. You'll see magnesium, and there's a whole pile of different magnesiums as well as vitamin Ds. So when you're looking at, and I'll just keep this sort of simple back to how we described it on the other ingredients.
Yeah.
Is when you look at those ingredients, and a lot of that comes into like multivitamins and those kind of products.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't understand the word that's the descriptor of that ingredient, then you know that's a synthetic version as well. That's the easiest down and dirty kind of quick way to look at that.
Well, I appreciate knowing that word is like the descriptor. I didn't realize, I thought that was just like part of the word itself. Like I didn't, yeah. So that's, even that is helpful. It's like this word that I can't pronounce is describing what this is that I kind of, okay. Yeah. Let's put that down.
Yeah. And it's just, that's the easiest way, because like I say, you can go and spend 10 years in being a chemist to understand what all these words are, or we can just take like the super simple approach to say, hey, if I can't understand it and it doesn't make sense, it's coming out of a laboratory, it's been altered.
Yeah.
And like just realizing like how our world came into existence and how we came into existence as people and everything, is our world was designed to support our wellness, right?
Right.
And the further that we as people go away from natural, the worse off we get, the sicker we get. So the whole, we know today that our foods aren't giving us the vitamins, the minerals, and the things that we need, right? It's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
So we do need supplements. And the purpose of supplements is to be able to provide to the body what our foods are not, right? And so we want to make sure that if we are going to be taking any form of supplementation for the body, that we're giving it the absolute best of the best. Because if we're giving it if we're feeding ourselves chemicals and processed, substances in our foods, and then we back that up with processed chemicals and substances in what are supposed to be our supplements, well, what chance do we have of living a healthy life?
Yeah, it can definitely. Yeah. So one question would be too is, how are we able, because the supplement industry is a big industry, how are we able to keep it sustainable and with the demand that it is, you know what I mean? Because we got our land we're losing nutrients in our land because of the way they've been. So how are you able to keep, or how is our supplements able to remain healthy supplements and sustainable with our resources are just depleting slowly?
Well, we have to look at where we harvest those ingredients from. We have to look at, when we're growing different vegetation, let's say, that ends up working like for greens, microgreens and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is as much as we're going in a really crazy direction with our food production and that kind of thing, there's some amazing advancements being made on the other side of it as well, because people are waking up and they're becoming more health conscious.
Yes.
So for instance, in supplement manufacturing and we'll say greens and microgreens and that kind of thing, vertical farming, different ways of sustainable growing, vegetables, and then harvesting those vegetables. And when we look at like a good microgreen, for instance, harvesting that at 2 weeks old, when it has the absolute maximum mineral count to it. But, those are growing, I'm going to say, in really secure greenhouses now, that they actually can't get the foreign air, because we can talk about what they're spraying in the air, and all this kind of stuff. Like, that's a whole conversation. So it's a matter of trying to develop growing techniques, harvesting techniques, and everything that kind of pulls these products out of this system that's been heavily manipulated. So for instance, one of the products that we've just come out with is a fulvic trace mineral. And a lot of people don't know about fulvic and humic, or else they wonder what those are at this point.
Yeah.
And So when I look at supplementation, as a manufacturer and working on the formulating side, there's a gazillion supplements on the market, right? And people just kind of like, wow, like, why do I need so many? Or because I'll talk to people that are taking, 25 different supplements, and they're actually wreaking havoc on their body in doing so, and they're wreaking havoc on their digestive, and in their mind they're thinking, I'm taking lots, I should be healthier than the guy that's not taking as much as me, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the perception that people have. But the absolute first and foremost things that we need as humans, and our animals need as well, is we need the minerals. We need the trace minerals getting into our body, because our body is an energetic circuit, right?
Yes.
And what causes our bodies to function and run on a daily basis, our brains, our hearts, our lungs, our eyes, everything that operates in our body runs on an energetic frequency. And I know this is a big thing for you. When our body is running low on energy, then our immune system starts to suffer. Disease and sickness starts to grow, right? And we can look at that from a fungal issue, from a bacterial issue, a viral issue. The low energy just lets everything nefarious blossom.
Yeah.
So, most illnesses and diseases can actually be cured through a proper vitamin and mineral protocol, right? So a lot of the vitamins and minerals that people are taking today are coming out of mines. They're chelated dirt, is the best way to say it. And they're ground up and they're compressed into a capsule, but they're colloidal and they're coming out of mineral deposits, right? Humic and fulvic minerals, and this is a fulvic.
Okay.
They're coming from rare earth plant life deposits. So if we think of our world, thousands or millions of years ago, we can argue about, how old we think the earth is. That's irrelevant in this. But if we look at, times before the current times, let's say, there's these layers of sediment in the rocks, and they can be 10 feet, they can be 20 feet down. And this ancient plant life. And that ancient plant life was very, very full of minerals, full of energy, right? And what we're able to do is we're able to extract the minerals and the botanicals from that plant life now and use that towards our health. One of the awesome things is in that period of time, there was no such thing as pesticides or GMOs or anything. So we're able to basically source that locked nutrition within the earth, harvest it, and get it into the human body. So what we see with that is we see amazing increases in energy. We're developing, pre and probiotic material, amino acids, electrolytes. There's 72 actual living, breathing trace minerals that when you introduce that to the body, it just takes the body to the next level. And people will say, well, what's this going to heal me from? Well, this isn't going to heal you from anything. And I'll be honest, and goes against what the supplement industry says. There isn't a supplement in the market that's going to heal your body. In spite of what you see on Facebook and Instagram, and if you take this, you'll fix that and all that other stuff. To be 1,000% honest, not one of these products are going to heal you. What they are going to do is they're going to give the body what the body's not getting right now, so the body can heal itself. And that's what we have to look at when we're looking towards going on a healing venture on our body and overcoming things, whether it's, fibromyalgia, whether it's, lupus, whether it's a lot of these different sicknesses that the medical system has said that we have. People don't ask the question and say, well, what's making me sick? Like, what got me here?
Right.
What got 100% of us into a position where we're sick is not giving our body what our body needs to sustain itself properly. So when we come at the healing aspect of working with people and working to heal the body or get the body healed naturally, it starts with the foundation. It starts with the humic and the fulvics. And when I say the humic and fulvics, I'm saying it starts with those trace minerals. It starts with the things that the body needs to flourish, and then we work on it from there.
Yeah, that's why I always say, I was like, if you give your body the right environment, it knows what to do.
Exactly.
So that those supplements gives your body, it kind of just like, it's like a respite. Your body's like, I know what to do with this.
And it does know what to do with it. And
It
and
does.
back to where we started of the body knowing what to do with versus what to do
Mhm.
without.
Mhm.
When we deliver the raw botanicals, we'll call them herbs and botanicals from the earth,
Yeah.
right? The
Mhm.
basic forms of nutrition. The body lights itself up. And
Yeah.
the body's like, I know what to do with this.
Yeah.
The cells know how to engage with it. The blood knows how to engage with it.
Mhm.
The heart and the organs know how to engage with it. And that's because that's how our bodies were trained and programmed to operate.
Yeah.
But when we deliver our bodies something that's a synthetic,
Mhm.
the body's like, I don't know what to do with this.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm going to try and figure it out.
Mhm.
But in trying to figure out what to do with it, it's expelling a whole bunch of energy trying to figure that out. And
Mhm.
if our body's putting energy over here, it's taking energy away from over there. And
Mhm.
that's where a lot of times we'll see somebody, let's say, break an arm, right?
Mhm.
And they'll break an arm, and all of a sudden, a week or two later, they'll have a life-threatening illness.
Yeah.
It's because there's only so much of our immune system to go around that it's now putting all its energy on that broken arm. It's taking away at something it's been holding at bay for
Yeah.
years and years, and now all of a sudden somebody's catastrophically sick.
Yeah.
So this is where everything we need to be doing is to be supporting the immune system, supporting that microbiome and that digestive system, and giving that body, we'll call it the spark plug of life, let's say, what it needs to flourish at its optimum system.
Yes, I love that. I say that about food all the time too. When people going grocery shopping, I was like, you know how you can cut your trips short? One, stay on the outside, but if you do go down the aisles, if they have one ingredients that you don't understand, or if they have more than like 4 or 5 ingredients, just put it back. Like I like small things with 20, 30 ingredients. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
But
and people will see that too, and they'll see, on a product, GMO or free or
Mhm.
um, all natural or organic is another one. And
Yep.
people get bought up into the organic argument a lot, and
Yeah.
they think, okay, this product's organic, it's got to be better than this one that's not.
Hmm.
Well, sorry to burst your bubble there. A company can have 20 ingredients in this product.
Hmm.
2 of them can be organic, and they can make an organic claim. And the poor consumer thinks they're buying a completely full
Organic.
organic
Yeah.
product. So we really have to be careful to look back. So we
Yep.
make an organic soap, for instance, right?
Hmm.
And I can honestly say to you, this is an organic soap, because if you look at the back of it,
Hmm.
every single ingredient is asterisk saying, and it says right in the below it, every ingredient with an asterisk is certified organic. Well, every ingredient got an asterisk. So so back to it, another hand product here.
Yeah.
2 ingredients will have an asterisk. The other
Mhm.
18 don't.
Mhm.
Which one do you think's going to be a little bit better for the body, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so those are just things to look at as well when you're doing this kind of thing.
Absolutely. And yeah, our skin is our biggest organ.
Exactly.
Um, and the one more question I had is, you know how you have the supplements that are in capsule form, the casing. A lot of times I read on the back what the casing is, and I'm like, I don't know that if that good, or is that like the cellulose or whatever encapsulates the supplement. So is there a particular type that we should look for or understand, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm asking that right.
Um, like we use a cellulose capsule, so
Okay.
that's non-bovines, because you can get into a lot of like animal products and that kind
Mhm.
of thing.
Mhm.
When you make those, you can get into a lot of GMOs
Mhm.
with the
Mhm.
capsule creation.
Mhm.
So we'll use a cellulose, which is like a rice flour,
Okay.
on the encapsulation on that kind
Okay.
of
Okay. Awesome. That's that part. Because I know I would read some of those things and I'm like, I don't know, just because I didn't take the time, like at that moment, to go to Google and be like, what is the difference between this and this? So
thing.
I wanted to ask the expert. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is good. And I hope that whoever's watching this is gonna, just learn a little bit
Yeah.
today about how to, better make decisions with their own health, but better to make decisions on what products should I be thinking about using, or how to at least make a decision around that.
Yeah, absolutely. I trust that everything that you've shared will help make more educated decisions for folks. So we're about to the 5-minute mark. So if you have any specials or anything else that you would like to share regarding the supplements, feel free. I would love for people to reach out to you, contact you or your team, and find your website and things like that too.
Yeah, anybody can visit us at Ameo Life, AmeoLife.com. And we specialize heavily into the humic fulvics, probiotics. The Reddit has been going crazy on our probiotic lately.
Nice.
And there was a couple of studies that came out, and we had no part of these studies, but there was a couple studies that were done at the National Institute of Health that showed that the MB40 strain of probiotic material could reduce staph infections by 95%.
That's amazing.
And all of a sudden we started getting all these phone calls and everything, and people are like, I need this MB40 probiotic. I need this MB40 product. And we're one of the only ones in the industry to make this. And people were like, yeah, everybody's going crazy in Reddit because they're seeing these fantastic results and success based around these reports. So if anybody's looking for a really good probiotic and is suffering from those kind of things, definitely give us a visit there. And the one thing I will say is we're so overly cautious about each and every ingredient that goes into our product. And I even put it on our website. I think it's under an ingredient glossary where I list every single ingredient, the description of ingredient, where the raw source of it is, what the environmental working group score is of that ingredient, so that we just come through things with the highest of transparency. So yeah, if anybody looking, please come and check us out. I can't remember a promo code off the top of my head. So if you look at if you phone in the top of the website and let them know that you saw Doug on Tips with Nikki, they'll give you, the customer service team will give you 30% off your order. And, and we'll do, like I say, we'll do everything we can to make sure that we're doing what we can to help you get healthy and overcome what you're dealing with.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And I could just reach back out to you a little later too, and we can get a code to click on to,
for sure,
just in case they're like on the move and they're like, click. So
that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise. It's been extremely helpful and informative.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy to come and join you anytime.
Awesome. Great. Because there's so many things, so many more things we could talk about.
Yeah, anytime. I'm more than happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.
Great day.
You too. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm sure you got some great tips. Make sure you implement, and feel free to comment below what you learned and how you applied what Doug shared with us today. I would love to share it with him so he can see that he is amazing. But thank you, everyone. See you next time. Ciao for now. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you enjoyed the show and got a lot of good information. Be sure to like, subscribe, tap the bell so you know when we air again. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Enjoy the rest of your week.